Hi everyone, in this video we will going to create a Django app and we will we will do and perform some CRUD operation using a ReactJS frontend. Okay, so I will show you that how to connect a ReactJS with Django backend. Okay, so first of all, here in this folder I will create uh, a new folder. Okay, React Django. Okay, and when we go inside this folder we will open the VS Code using the shift F10 key. Okay, so here you can see, and we can simply create a project here. Shift F10. Okay, so here is our VS Code. Okay, so for opening a terminal we can press Control Shift and tick. Okay, a terminal will open for you. Here we will create another terminal also. Okay, so the first one would be for Django app. Okay, so we will create a Django project using Django admin. Start project command. We will give the name of this project as Django project. Okay, then we can go inside this Django project. Okay, and then we will create uh, app Django app using. Okay, this will be the app name, and that's right. You will see two folders created here. Okay, so this is the app folder and this is the main project folder. Okay, so first of all we will go inside a Django project folder. Then you will see settings.py file. Okay, where we will set up our app and all the settings required for uh, the React.js and Django. Okay, so there we will add some apps here. Okay, course headers. Okay, so we have to add these three inside the installed apps. Okay, app rest framework and course headers. Okay, then inside the middleware we will add course headers dot middleware dot course middleware. Okay, middleware. Okay, course header. Okay, course headers dot middleware dot course middleware. Okay, so this is course means cross. Okay, cross origin resource sharing. Okay, so for example you want to transfer some data. Okay, from Django to the React.js. Okay, and we know that React.js will accept the data in the form of JSON. Okay, so for that uh, even if you trying to do the CRUD operation using postman, you have to mention this middleware also. Okay, this middleware and these are apps names. Okay, in case if this middleware and apps are not present there, you can install them using Django REST framework. Okay, and Django core setters. Okay, after doing this we will go down, and inside that just we need to add one more thing here. Okay, we need to add course origin allow all. Okay, course origin allow all, and just mention true. Okay, so this will help you uh, to establish a connection with external front-end application, for example React.js or Postman. Okay, then after doing this, okay, we are good with this only. So here, yeah, I added these three lines. Okay, this is our app name and this is rest of the rest of framework packages. Okay, and course headers. Then inside middleware we added course headers. Then after that we have mentioned this course origin allow app. Okay, so it will allow the external this one, right? Then after doing this we will come to the urls.py. Okay, these are the commands, we can simply delete them. So here what we will add one more package here, include. Then inside this we will include our app name. Okay, so our app name is app dot urls. Okay, so this is a urls.py file. We first you can check here, if urls.py file is not present there, you can add that. Okay, so this is our urls.py file. Okay, it will get all the urls from this and include in this project folder. Okay, so this is done for the project. Then we can go forward and we will start with the app. Okay, itself. And inside app we will create a class called city model. Okay, models dot model id is equal to models dot autofill. Here I will mention the primary key. Okay, and then city column models dot car field. Okay, then max length we will include as 500 characters. Then after that you can mention state, again models car field, max length again 500. Then country is equal to models dot char file, max length again 500. And then will mention a stringify. Okay, so all the character fields here will be stringify using this. Okay, so we are done with this. Okay, models.py file. Now what we need to add here, one more thing. Okay, inside the package folder we will add a serializers.py file. Okay, so this serializers.py file will uh, serialize all the models, all the fields from city model in the JSON format. Okay, for that we will use serializers.py file. Okay, so from Django, okay, from rest of framework we will import the serializers. Then from models we will import the model. Okay, it is compulsory to add these two packages. Okay, and we are getting the city model from our models.py file. Okay, so after doing that we need to create a serializer class. Okay, we will give the name of the serializer class as serializers, city serializers. Then we will use model serializers. Okay, it is easy to create this, that's why I'm using this. In model just mention the model name, and in the fields mention all fields name. Okay, so for uh, getting all fields from city model we are including this. Okay, so till this we are good. Now the next thing we will do, we will come to the urs.py file. Okay, so from django.urls we will import path, and then from from the current folder we will import all our views. And after doing that you can use url patterns path. So first path, the first endpoint would be for creating the records. Okay, for creating a record. The next would be for the home. Okay, this will contain all the records. Okay, and the next would be home slash int. Okay, so this will for views dot. If you want to get the detail, if you want to get the detailed about a single record, we will use this endpoint. Okay, after that If you want to delete this, if you want to delete a record, we can use this. Okay, delete detail. Okay, and for updating the records we will use this. Okay, views dot update, right? And this is for list of React. Okay, so this is enough. We will create these views. Okay, so this is all about the urls.py file which is present inside the app folder. Okay, so after doing all of this we will move to the views.py file which is our important file. Okay, so this views.py file will contain the logic. Okay, this will contain the entire logic, that how our endpoints will behave. Okay, so one by one I will. So I will import some packages. So first we have to import these packages. Okay, then we will import our models, then serializers. Import city serializer. Okay, then after that from the rest framework what we will response. Okay, we will import our response. This will send the data in the form of JSON. Okay, to the front end React app. Okay, and this is API view. This will help us to create a Django REST framework view. Okay, so using this we will make a view, a post view, get view, put view, or delete view. Okay, so first view would be for the new record. Okay, so for creating that we can use API view. Then inside that we will mention the post request. Okay, then yeah, so this will, if the request method is post or none, then do the below one. Okay, so if the request is post format. Okay, so we will create a serializer. We will instantiate a serializer. Okay, with the data from the front end. Okay, so whatever data the front end will send to us, it will be serialized. Okay, and next what we will do, we will validate the serialized data. Okay, using this serializer dot is valid function. Okay, then if it's validated the data, then we will save the data to the model. Okay, and if everything is done, then we will send the request to the front end in the format serializer data. Okay, and if this is not the case, then we will send error message. Okay, so this is all about the post request. And if the request is get. Okay, for the get request, again we will do API view. Inside this mention get def list. Okay, request, then we will create an instance from the city model objects dot all. So this will hold the all the objects. Okay, this will hold all the records from the city model data. Okay, so all records which you had created from this view, it will be shown to you using this instance. Okay, after creating this instance we will serialize this instance. Okay, so here mention in the instance as instance, and then main is equal to true because there are many instances, so it should be main is equal to true. and it will serialize the instance. Okay, after this is done, just send the response in the format of serializer data. Okay, and this way you can create the get request. Okay, now the next would be for the if you want to get the request for get specific record. Okay, get only the specific record. So for that, what we will create API view. Okay, set again show give get request, then def list detail. Okay, request and mention here ID. Okay, so for a specific ID we will retrieve the data. Okay, only for the specific ID. So for that, create an instance and use get object or 404. Here just mention here model name and then ID is equal to ID. Okay, so if get object function found a record for ID inside a city model, it will be hold by this instance variable. Okay, and then we will serialize this using a serializer variable city serializer. There you have to mention instance as instance. Okay, and this time we will mention main is equal to false. Okay, so we are serializing single record, that's why we are mentioning main is equal to false. And we will check here if serializer is not none. Okay, so if the serializer is not empty, then we will send a response to the front end ReactJS as serializers data. Okay, so it will show you the data for that particular ID only. So after doing this, what we will do now, we will create a view for deleting the data. Okay, deleting a record. Again API view, inside that we will mention delete. Okay, def delete detail. Okay, request and then ID. Here also we need to mention the ID for which ID we want the record should be deleted. Okay, again we will take the instance variable and we will do like this: get object city model ID is equal to ID, and if this is found, okay, what we will do, mm, so if this is done, what we will do, if instance is not none, if the instance is not none, then we will simply delete the instance. Okay, and in the return format, what we will send to the front end, we will set in the format as data or say message record has been deleted. Okay, so after doing this, we will use the update or say put or patch. Okay, view. So if you want to update or put or patch the view, we will do this: update, then request, then ID. We will create an instance get object. Okay, again city model for ID. Okay, and then we will do serializer city serializer instance is equal to instance, and then the updated data from the front end we will get it from here. Okay, so after getting the updated data, this will, so if serializer is valid, we will validate the received data. So if this is validated, if the data from the front end got here, and if it's validated, then we will save the serializer that save that updated data and return response in the form of serializer.data. Okay, and if this is not the case, then we will tell the serializer instance is equal to instance, right, and simply return the response in the serializer.data format. Okay, so this is all about the Django. What we will do now, in the PR urls.py, we don't need this. Okay, you can simply remove this. After doing all this stuff, so we are done with our backend. Okay, now finally what we will do, we will migrate all the, say, all the data we have created. Okay, so here you can see city model has been created. Now we will make the changes into entire Django project. Okay, so all the things has been created here, right? So we are done with our what we say, we are done with our uh, Django backend, right? So now we will go to our uh, ReactJS. Okay, so just check. So guys, you can see that Django app is running on this terminal. Okay, so after this has been happened, we can do some work with the Django app. Okay, so if you want to retrieve the data, you can retrieve the data using the postman as well. Okay, and this is how the post method would work. Okay, so this is how we can post a record using the Django. Okay, so you can see the post method has been updated. If you want to update a record, okay, so first we will send a method. Okay, so this is the record. We will copy this record, and then instead of id will remain the same. We will mention here Sakri underscore city, and then we will send this data. Okay, so it will be updated. Okay, you can see it is updated, right? Then we can also view using the get method Sakri city. Okay, then if you want to delete a record, you can delete it. Okay, so we want to delete the eighth record, so we will do it. So just send the record. Record has been deleted, you can see. So now we will see that eighth record is there or not. So you can see id is only 7th. Okay, so guys, this way we can do all the request CRUD operation using the postman and Django. Okay, so now if you want to add a front end to this Django backend, so what we will do, we will use ReactJS in this video. Okay, so for that, you can see currently we are having only Django project. Okay, Django project, inside this directory, so we will create a new ReactJS app using a white. So you can just give the name of the React app. Okay, and we will use React, then the variant is JavaScript. So you can see a React app directory has been created. Now we will go inside this directory. Now we will install the required packages. Okay, so this will install all the dependencies for React.js. Then we will move for the next way. Okay, so this way it will install all the packages and dependencies. So here, once the dependency has been installed, we will install some more packages. Axios, React Router DOM for routers, Axios for CRUD operations, React Hook form. Okay, so this will reduce the manual step to create a form. Okay, so you can check that whether this dependence whether this package is installed or not. So you can see here AxiOS also installed, reactive hook form installed, and router dom is also installed. Okay, so this way guys it will work. We can run the react.js app using this. Okay, you can see this. So this is how it will look like. Okay, so what we will do after creating this react.js app, we will go inside the react.js css and we will remove the this much content. Okay, this is not needed. Go inside the react.js app. Okay, we will remove this unnecessary things also, and just remove this as well. For example, hello. Okay, so this is how we will set up react.js. So inside source folder we will create another folder name as components. Okay, right. So inside this component, the first component we will create records.jsx. Okay, so I will minimize this and maximize this. Okay, so inside this reacts records.jsx component, we will create a component name as records. Okay, and here we need to import some packages. Import AxiOS from AxiOS, right? And then import use state and use effect from React router, from React. Okay, so this much is done. Now what we will do, we will create a data that will hold the current data and set data that will update the data. Okay, using the use state hook. Now then we will create use effect that will call the get method again and again, right? Just do a limitation array, otherwise it will continue to do that. Okay, then we will say axios get. Inside we will tell localhost dot colon underscore then home. Okay, so you can take this from the app urls.py. Okay, so here you can see this is our endpoint. Okay, so I'm targeting to this endpoint. Okay, so using this we will create we will fetch the entire data. Okay, and if this has been fetched, then just do one thing, set the data to the response dot data. Okay, then if this is true, then it will fetch the data from the Django app, and we will set the data to this response dot data. And if some error has been happened, then simply console dot error inside that error, right? So this much is enough for use effect, right? So after doing this, uh, we will create label react.js. Okay, now I want to view the data in the form of table. So for that I will create a table. Okay, and I will give border as one. So now if I show you that what are the fields we have mentioned in our Django API, right? So you can see Django model ID, city, state and country. Okay, just remember this. We will add this. Okay. So inside this we will create heading. Okay, and inside this first row. So the first heading would be ID, right? Second heading will be city, right? Then third heading would be state. Fourth would be country, and fifth would be actions. Okay, including update and delete. Okay, so this much is enough for the T heading. Now we will add table body. So inside table body we will use this data. Okay, so we will use this data after use effect has been changed this data to the latest data from the Django. We will fetch the data using the data map property. So here we will give key as m.id. Okay, so primary key is id. Okay, I will show you that id is our primary key. Okay, so using this primary key we will fetch the data on the react.js. So first, so this will be id, right? Next, this will be city. The next, this will be a state, and the next, this will be country, right? So I will create the button also, dummy buttons. Okay, so this button would be for update. Okay, give the icon as well. Same we will do for the delete button. So this is the dummy button, delete button. Okay, so this way guys we can create our records. Okay, now if I go to the app.jsx and if I say records, okay, import records from the component.records. Okay, so guys you will see something like this, right? Oh, 1 minute. Where is the records.jsx? One thing we have. So here call span we will give 2, right? Now it is good. So call span is 2. Here update, delete, and you can see the records are there, right? So these are the records. What I will do for first of all, I will go to the app.css. Okay, and here we will add some CSS styling. Okay, for example, body background color would be big. Display flex, align items center. Okay, this is done for body. For h1 we will say color is chart views, right? You can see how it will work. Then for form we will set flex direction column, then align items center, then margin 5 rem, padding would be 5 rem, then gap would be 5 pixel, background color would be 646C 646C double FAA. Done. Then box shadow would be 00030 rem. The justify content stretch, then border radius, then we will say input. For input tags 2 rem, width 20 rem, border radius 5 rem. Okay, so this is done for input. And input tag is active. When the input tag is active, then what we will do? So background color should be golden rod. So for table, what we will do? Width should be 100%. Border collapse should be collapse. Okay, table th table td. So for table heading and table 1 pixel, then padding should be 8 pixel. Text align should be left. Color should be black. Now you can see, right? This is how it is changing its styling, right? So final two more lines are there. Table T head. Background color should be table T head F2 F2 F2, right? For now, what we will do? Display flex. Display fix. Then gap should be 5 pixel. Align items should be center. Now button should be. So I'm already doing this because we will create the components one by one. Okay. So this is how, guys, it's looking like. Okay. This is all about the app.css. Okay. So we have done with our records component creation. Okay. We have created our records dot component. So the first we will create a post form. Okay. So for that we will create a new form.jsx RAFCE, right? I will minimize this. So yeah, just remove this one. Then we will import some of the important from access use form from react hook form. Then what is necessary more? So guys, what we will do first, we will create register handle submit for use form. And then we will create on submit function. So when the submission has been done, okay, so if this on submit function triggered on the form, then it will hold the data from the form, and then we will do post operation. So using that local host 8000. Okay, so let me go to our Django app.url. So you can see this is the first endpoint. Okay, so if you mention this endpoint, it will create a new record for you. So for that I am only taking the, yeah, what we will do. So in the place of data we will provide the data. Then if this is true, then response. Okay, data has been registered on Django app backend. Okay, and if some error happened, then console the error. Okay, okay, so this much is enough for the. Okay, so we have created this. What we will do, so method should be post, right? On submit handle submit. Okay, this handle submit, and we will give on submit as an input function to this. Okay, so when the form has been submitted, it will trigger this on submit function, and it will capture the data, and using the access we will send the data to the Django backend. So first label, inside this label the first should be what we call as should be city. Okay, the first label should be city, input type text, right? Text name should be city. Okay, then we will use register city. Okay, then mention placeholder city, and then we will close this. Okay, so just copy this. We will again copy this block of code. So this is done for the city record. Now we will do for the state as well. Okay, second one would be for the state. We'll keep the text type state. Here also state placeholder state. Here we will mention country, right? We will keep the text as type, then country. Here also country. Here also country. Done. So this is done for this. Finally, we will create a submit button. Okay, or we can say post. Okay, post a button. So this is done for the new what we call as new record. Okay, now we will create a let me show you that how it will work. Go to the app.jsx. Correct. Here we will import some more things. Import browser router as router routes route and then link. Okay, from the react router DOM. Okay, so this will be required. So first of all we will create a router, then we will create navbar, then we will create a button, then link, to. So first would be for the records. Okay, just copy this, paste it here, mention create create. Okay, this will create a record. If you click on this link, then we will create routes, and these routes will define the pathways. Okay, so the path would be with this. Okay, this will be our first path. So first path, if we search for slash, then it should be redirect to the component name records. Okay, okay, so the first path would be for the records. Okay, now next what we will do, we will create another record. So second would be for the new record element. So here we will take the new form. Okay, it will automatically import the element. Okay, So after doing this, you can go. Okay, so this will be as it is. So if I click on this create a button, it will create this. Okay, if I click on record button, it will make me back to the records. Okay, so this way it will work. Okay, this is how it is working, right? So till this we are good. Okay, so we have created routing. Okay, we have created routing for these components, for record also, for records this, for creating new record this, and we have state the pathways. Okay, the route through which we can go to the elements. Okay, so if this is the path, it should be go to the records element component. If this should be, if we mention this record this path, it should be go to the this path. Okay, now we will create update form. Okay, update form dot jsx, right? rfc. Okay, so this will be our what we call as update form. Okay, so inside update form, what we will do, we will go with the traditional path. Okay, so first we need some packages. We will import axios, then we will import the state, use effect, and use params. Okay, this is also important from react. Okay, so this will be important. What else we need? So for holding the data from the Django, we will create a data variable, and for setting the data, we will create a set data variable. Then using state, we will create an empty state here. Done. Now guys, what we will do, we will create use effect to continuously update the form with the latest data. Okay, and we will limit this with the empty array, otherwise it's keep updating the data. So here we will create a axios get request. Okay, so for that, get http local host, then 8000, then update, and here we will mention id, right? Now you will ask me that where this id will come from, where this id will become. So for that, this id we will create a use params, right? So what we will do now, we have made the changes. We also need to change something here. So we will create another route for the update request. So here we will create a route for the update. So you can see here, okay, colon id. So this is that id which we will get from here to the components. Okay, so from here, let me tell you, update form. Okay, so this id will you when you entered, okay, when you go from here, this id will be hold into this use params function. Okay, into this id parameter, and this id will fetch here. So this get request will fetch only the record for this id. Okay, so after doing this, if this request succeeded, then we will set the data to the response dot data. And if this request failed, so we will set a console dot error as error. So this much is enough. Fetching data from Django backend. Okay, So till this we are good. What we will do now, so first I will tell you step by step. Okay, so we will create a form. Okay, form method should be post, and on submit it should be handle submit. Done. But we haven't created handle submit yet. So for submitting the data, we will create a handle submit. Okay, we will create a handle submit button, and we will prevent the default behavior of the browser using this e.prevent default. Now again we will create Axios put request. Okay, because we are updating the records now, so that's why we will need put request. So for that, Axios put http localhost 8000 update. Okay, here again I will use id, and here I will call the data. Okay, if this is succeed, then alert, then set the data to the response data. If this is succeeded now, then so what we are doing here, so if this function triggered from here, okay, so it will first prevent the default browser behavior, then it will send the data on this I update endpoint with this data. Okay, with this data, and after that it should be set the form with the updated data. Okay, so this is done. Now what we will do next, we will copy the, where is this new form, we will copy the same. Okay, we will copy and paste it here. Done. So instead of this, just remove this register. Done. So till this we are good. But what is more important here, that if, okay, here also we need to give the value data.city. Okay, copy this. This will hold the, this will show us the data. Okay, from the get request country, right? So this much is good. Now if we start changing the data on the input on the update form, it will call the handle change event. Okay, so we will add this on each and every input field. Okay, so this will keep the handle change event. Okay, so whenever we try to change the field, it will be triggered. Okay, and we will create handle change here. This is very important method. Without this, we cannot change the handle. We cannot change the default we cannot change the values. Okay, so first we will take the input fields name and value, and we will assign this to the e dot target. Okay, so e dot target, first we will connect with this e dot target name, then e dot target value. Okay, then here what we will do, we will set the data in the dictionary format to the data, and here we will say value, right? So till this it's good. Okay, so this is how the update form will look like. Okay, you can see it. So in records, what we will do now, link to. Okay, here what we will do, update m.id. Okay, we are updating this for the m.id, and here we will mention update. Okay, now we need to import the link also. Import link from react router dom. Okay, otherwise it won't work. So you can see here, so this is how it will update. Okay, use navigator. Okay, so when this has been submitted, then we will navigate to the home menu. Okay, just keep in mind that the packages should be correctly imported from the defined models. Okay, so you can see use param is belongs to react router DOM, so it was having some issue. Now it is good. We have imported the params data and everything is there, right? You can see is here respond data, it has been updated. It will be updated when the handle change event happen. It will take the name and value and will update update the data using the set data method. Then if we submit the form, it will submit the required data to the Django backend using this. Okay, and also we will set this using this, right? And return form, this is all that stuff. Okay, you can see here, right? Data dot state. So here is our app. So when I click on this and update, will update this. So you can see it has been updated. Okay, and we redirected to our records. That means home page. Okay, so this way guys it will work. Now we will create a delete form. Delete form.jsx. Okay, using the shortcuts we will import boilerplate template. So simply what we will do, we will copy this update form. Okay, and we will paste as it is. One by one we will change something. Here delete form. Okay, here also delete form. Okay, then here we will say delete. Okay, we don't need on change event here. Okay, because we are not changing, we are directly deleting the record. So we will remove this, and we don't need this handle change function as well. Okay, so everything will remain same as of update form. Instead of this, okay, instead of this We will do one more change here also. Where is this? So instead of update, we will use the home. Okay, and again we will check for this that even after doing that everything is now okay. Okay, it is working fine. Okay, so we will do the same change in delete form also. Home, that will take the data, that will get the data from the endpoint, and then if we click on the submit button, then it should be delete the required data. Okay, so instead of this what we will say, alert record has been dropped. Okay, and we will redirect to the home page after doing this. So this is done, this much is done, so we are good with the delete form as well. Now coming to the records component, we will add another button like this. So instead of this we will copy and we will do some changes, delete, and here we will mention delete and then the icon. Okay, so this way guys it will work, and now we need to link this to the app.jsx as well. So for doing that what we will do, route path delete. Here also we need id. So in the place of element we will add the delete form. Okay, so this is another path to the delete component. Okay, now we are done with our Django and ReactJS app. Okay, now we are done with this. Now if I open this, okay, you can see here update is there, delete is also there, right? So for example guys, if I want to delete this record, okay, so I will go to delete and then check this record and then simply delete this record. Okay, okay, there is one more mistake there. Okay, so now we are good, we have changed the endpoint. Okay, so for delete it should be delete. Okay, now we are good. Okay, now if I click on the delete button and go to this, you can cross verify the data and click on delete. Okay, delete. Okay, so this way guys, this way it will show you that the respected data has been deleted from the records. Okay, uh, I will show you this using Python as well. Hmm? Here is our Python terminal, Django terminal. Okay, so if I go to create, okay, create, for example I will create a new. So in place of city I will say Delhi, I will say Noida, and state Delhi, country India. If I post this, okay, so this has been posted. Okay, now if I go to records, it will show us the that the record has been there, right? If you go to the update, okay, you can see here. Okay, new. Okay, it will update the record. Okay, it's been updated to the record. Okay, again I will do. Okay, again. Okay, so this way guys it will work. And let me show you. Okay, so you can see that how the terminal is getting updated. So if I click on delete, okay, it will first get the record, and if I click press on delete, it will delete the record. Okay, you can see delete request and ninth record. Okay, so this is how it will work guys. uh, Also we will need to do one more thing here. So import, use navigate from the navigator, navigate, use navigate. Okay, so if we created the record now, it should redirect us to the home page as well. Okay, so only this much is this update we will do for now. Now if I refresh it, okay, and go to create Noida, Delhi, India, press. Okay, so you can see data has been registered on Django backend, and you can see a new record. Okay, and it's we are getting redirected to the home page. So this is guys, this is how we can update, we can do CRUD request using backend Django and frontend ReactJS. Okay, so this is how we can do it. So if you go to this and update this record as well, you can see, okay, we are redirected to the home page. If I go there, pimple nair, okay, updated, it has been updated. Okay, so this way guys, this update we can do CRUD request using a front-end React.js and back-end Django. Okay, so hope guys this is helpful for you. Thank you for watching this video.